What is going on, football fans? It is S&S Pigskin Picks back once again. Wild card weekend, Saturday doubleheader. What's going on, fellas? What a doubleheader.
Man, craziness. Yeah.
Okay, let's get into the first game. The Chargers at the Texans. Texans pull off the upset. 4 interceptions for the great Justin Herbert. Almost reminded me of that second half against Jacksonville a couple of years ago. Remember when they were up 28-0 or whatever it was? But Texans defense shows up, and Joe Mixon, very impressive on the ground. And there's a lot of high leverage plays in this game. And your thoughts, Cheer? Texans 32, Chargers 12.
Man, the Houston Texans were dead in the water. They couldn't get anything going. Run game non-existent. Then on, I believe it was 3rd and 20 something, an errant snap goes on the right side of CJ. He runs it down, barely picks it up, heaves it for the first down, and from there it was just like there was a fire lit under the whole entire team. Well, the defense was keeping them in it, but the offense just woke up right then and there. They marched down the field, got a touchdown, got another field goal, which they shouldn't have got before the end of the half, and then didn't look back. All that the Chargers could muster was a very long touchdown pass play to Ladd McConkey, and that was it.
Yeah, you kind of tell when the Chargers got 2 field goals on their first 2 drives, right? You could tell they're leaving Texans in there. You leave an NFL team in the game. They get the momentum. But 4 picks, I mean, you can't expect that from Herbert. I know a couple of them were tips, but that's tough. Those will break your back. You win the turnover battle, you're going to win most of these games. And Texans are moving on to face the Kansas City Chiefs next week. Curious to see what that spread will be.
I think it'll be seven and a half.
7.5, 8. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Let's move on to the Mr. Double Digits. Yeah. Let's move on to the second half of the doubleheader. It was Steelers-Ravens. It was the Ravens taking it 28-14. Ravens up 21-0. And I guess Steelers, made it somewhat formidable. They did cover the second half spread, if that means anything. I did take them plus 3.5 and the second half. So way to go, Steelers, for that part. They didn't come through for the game spread. 300 yards rushing, Jer. I mean, in a playoff game, how do you beat that?
You unfortunately don't. The defense has really been the backbone of the Steelers all season. They've been trying to get their offense. They've had a few games that have been explosive, but yeah, a lot of missed opportunities for the Pittsburgh offense. But I'm sure they're going to be at it again next year, doing their thing. But yeah, unfortunately, the Ravens are on there right now, and it seems like the only defense that's going to beat them is maybe the Eagles in the Super Bowl, Battle of the Birds.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's looking that way, but I mean, I still think Steelers will be getting Aaron Rodgers next year. Yeah, they're not paying much money to Russ anyways, so they can get rid of him, bring in the old man Aaron Rodgers, and who knows, maybe he can do something in the playoffs, because I believe the Steelers are 0-6 in the playoffs since 2016, Paul.
Yeah, but
your Steelers have not won a playoff game since LeBron was in Cleveland playing basketball.
If you wanted to keep an old guy, why not just keep Big Ben?
Yeah, go ahead.
Why bring in Rodgers or why? We've got, give the QBs we have, a chance to shine. Why get rid of them? Why bring an old guy in who, you know, the right, he gets sacked the wrong way and that's it, he's gone. And then we're stuck with some no-name backup
Well,
QB that
it's
can't even hold on to a football properly. So, why take that risk? I don't
yeah.
understand. Why
Well,
why take a risk like that?
the way I look at it is they have nothing to lose. They have nothing to lose. Like they'll probably get him cheap, and I could see him doing well in a Steelers uniform. And in the playoffs,
I
they
don't
need
I
someone who can be a little more dynamic than
Maybe in a
like
run first
dinking and dunking
offense,
and stuff like that for the Steelers. You
so
can't
they
get
can
down
kind of,
21-0 and expect
you
to
know,
be too
Rodgers isn't
competitive.
going to be throwing it 30 times a year next year. Like if if he's got a really good running back, nothing against Najee, he's got just a good running game that he can lean on, then maybe. Other than that, I wouldn't take him. I think he's going to be gone. I know some teams will try and take a flyer on him. But yeah, I'd rather see him just go.
Yeah. So Ravens, if Buffalo wins tomorrow, which they should, they'll be flying to Buffalo next week. That should be a really, really, basically, that could be an AFC Championship game in itself, right?
go
So,
Buff.
what do you think the spread will be for that one, Jared? Like -3 for Buffalo, -2.5?
Yeah, no, well, no, I think it'll actually be -3.5 for Buffalo, only taking into account the -2.5 for home field advantage, and they just give Buffalo that 1 point.
Yeah.
They figure just one extra
Okay, so
point,
3.5.
and
That sounds
the revenge
fair.
angle,
I
of
mean,
course,
I
right?
think most people would jump on Buffalo, or no, I mean Baltimore,
The revenge
right?
angle is going to be huge, right?
Yeah, that
was
makes sense to me.
Buffalo's most embarrassing, biggest losses this season. They're at home now. They're not in the friendly confines of their stadium. It'll probably be cold. It'll probably be snowing. That does give advantage to run game. Does Baltimore practice in the snow? Do they know anything about it? We will see.
Oh, dude, yeah, they do.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean they're in the division
Baltimore
with
knows
Pittsburgh
about it.
and Cleveland and Cincinnati, so they
Yeah,
know quite a bit about the snow. Um,
they're not in the dome.
I'm also thinking, Paul, do your Steelers? I was going to say, Paul, do your Steelers draft a new running back? Because this draft's going to have a lot of really good running backs, right? Uh, Not just Ashton Genty, but it's got a lot. It's deep in running back, so maybe your Steelers can. Because Najee Harris is not very
Yeah,
dynamic, right? He's kind of like 3 yards in a cloud of dust,
yeah,
right?
yeah. It's like, what happened? We've had a good running game, and like, most teams, and you know, you don't know what you got until it's gone. I mean, look at all the wide receivers. I mean, not just the Steelers. There's a lot of teams out there where there are a lot of fans going, WTF, guys? Why is he gone? Why didn't we keep him? And not just on offense. You need good defense as well too. I mean, if you have a great offense and you're scoring
Right.
48, 50, 52 points a game, that's awesome. If the other team is scoring 60 points a game, then
Right.
Maybe you can get Jeremiah Love from Notre Dame. He's good. He's a good running back.
no, see what we get. No, as long as it's something we can keep for longer than a season, or one of these ones that doesn't have a glass jaw per se, one good hit and that's it, they're out for the season, sort of thing. You got to be careful with
Yeah.
that too, because how many guys have we seen in college that have been in college have been stupendous? They get to the big show and it's like nothing. You know, everybody's looking
Yeah.
at it going, where's the dude from college? Like, who is, this guy?
Right.
And we've all seen it. So,
Well, I just think the Steelers need some help at quarterback and running back. So they got to do something in the draft. They've been keep losing in the playoffs, and they're kind of in that middling territory where you're not good enough to get a high pick, and you're not good enough to win the big dance. So I don't know. So we got a trifecta of games tomorrow. Looking forward to obviously the Eagles and Packers. Broncos, Bills should be decent. I mean, obviously, Buffalo should win, and we got Tampa and Washington to wrap up Sunday night. Bella agrees, right, Paul?
Tampa's going to win. Yeah. And Tampa's going to win. Just to blow everybody's mind. Or who's KC taking on? They're going to watch them just spank KC like 38-3. And everybody's mind just explodes. That would be absolutely hilarious.
Well, maybe next week, but not this week. It's not going to happen this week. They're sitting fat and pretty with their bye. And that pretty much wraps it up for this Saturday reaction of the Wild Card Weekend. And we'll catch everyone next time on S&S Pigskin Picks.
Peace.
Go Eagles, go Eagles, go Eagles.